Hey there, Cam here from Training Talk. Welcome to day 7 of creating the best version of your endurance coaching business during these challenging times we're in. Yesterday I talked briefly about maybe considering different types of customers due to people's behaviours changing a lot because of what's happening with COVID-19. So people are working from home. People who normally don't exercise might be walking or running more. People who do normally exercise don't have any events or races to do, so they might be training even less. So during these times of change and uncertainty, to keep your business going, you probably want to think about how people are changing their behaviors and how you might need to change your business, think outside of the box to adapt to those changes as well. So probably a really prominent example at the moment is lots of factories who normally make other things. For example, a friend of mine normally makes like triathlon and endurance apparel, has been making masks and looking to sell them to hospitals and medical professionals. So not only is he watching the two sides of that behavior, the one side is people aren't racing, so they're not going to need endurance racing apparel. And the other side is everything happening with his health. People are wearing masks. He's been able to innovate and adapt to turn his factory from making one thing based on people's behavior that isn't required at the moment to making something else that is required because of people's behavior. So if you can think about that in terms of your own business and what I mentioned before, endurance athletes might actually be training less, and so they might require your services less. So in terms of one-on-one coaching, they'll definitely require your services less. So I've heard from coaches who have lost half of their one-on-one coached athletes already. Just that's normal because they're not doing races, so it's normally what they're doing in the off season anyway. But luckily, a lot of them have been able to offer them online memberships or lower priced products to sort of make up some of that money. So if we go back to thinking about the behavior, so that's the behavior of your existing customers. So what about the behavior of people that could be new customers? So people working from home, people worried about their mental health. So those sorts of people who probably are not athletes are probably walking or running a little bit more. So maybe they could be your new customers. So there's two ways. So what I'm going to suggest today, and this is just theory, like I don't know, I haven't tested this, and I think it would be great for you to reach out to whatever contacts that you have around this. Reach out to people you know, your friends, your immediate social circle, or people who work in corporate. So in terms of if you were going to try and think about this new audience of people, which is just everyday people who are working from home, maybe need some structured exercise plans to follow, maybe, so you might think about creating some basic walking plans, maybe 3 versions of walking plans, like people who never walk, so get them out walking, people who walk often, but they maybe want to walk a little bit more, maybe an advanced walking plan, and then the same with running. Like I've seen people out running that I know don't run, and you can tell. And it would be great to be able to offer something specific to them. So you could have like a introduction to running plan, and then have a 7-day plan that talks them through like the building up to certain distances or times more likely, and just that sort of thing. So again, looking at people's new behaviors and thinking about how you can adapt your product, services, and your business to survive through these challenging times. So when you think about those types of people, so if we're just going to think about, that's the idea that we're going to maybe target those normal type of people who are just getting into walking and running. There's 2 ways to approach that. So one way is directly to those people. So advertise your products and services or promote them to those people directly on social, all that sort of thing. Or market directly to corporates, say the companies who employ these people who are now at home. So with these issues around mental health, of people being stuck at home, productivity, corporates will be really concerned about the welfare of their employees. And I said to a friend the other day, do these businesses want their employees to come back fitter or fatter? And that's not necessarily about weight. It's like, do you want them to come back healthier physically and mentally when they come back to your office and start working full-time and more productive? Or do you want them to come back feeling drained, tired, and worse off when they were coming to your office to work. So if you have some contacts in corporate and HR, I'd suggest reaching out to them and seeing if you can package up your existing products and services, maybe training plans, maybe like a private Facebook group where you could do live training sessions each day. And could you sell that to a corporate for a reasonably high price point to get, so they could all have access to your training platform? So something like between, $500 and $1,000 a month, and that might cater for 100 people who that you can look after with training plans and stuff. So I'm not talking about one-on-one coaching. I'm just talking about creating training plans that these people can follow, and then be able to invite them to your platform so they can easily log in. And you could get maybe 2 or 3 of these corporate customers, and then you might have replaced half of your revenue or all of the revenue that you lost for one-on-one clients. So two different ways to approach that. Target those individuals directly who are doing more walking and running and exercising now, or target the corporates where you could get a much higher price point and make it really, if you do approach some corporates, I would offer it as like a all-in-one solution where they don't need to do anything other than hand you the reins for you to sign up, for you to set it all up, set up the plans, manage the plans, and then all you need to do is maybe send them a link that they can send to their employees to get up. So, you create all the content, you create all the exercise plans, and then just make it really easy for them, make it a no-brainer. And that lower price point, like $500 to $1,000, you want to make it so it might not require, when you're selling into corporates, you probably want to make it so it doesn't require that too many levels of approval for them to be able to sign it off. So ideally, if you could talk to the IT manager, the HR manager, they could be the decision maker to make that decision. So anyway, there's my thoughts for today, something more specific. So really it's about behavior changes of your existing customers. That means they might not need your services anymore, and behavior changes of people who aren't your current target market, but could be because of the way they're behaving now. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.